What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm working on a community lot. We're building a restaurant in the world of Granite Falls, which is the destination world that came with the Outdoor Retreat game pack. I believe that the Outdoor Retreat game pack was the first ever pack for The Sims 4, maybe? Or was it Get to Work? I'm not sure. I am quite sure that it was the first ever game pack, if anything. Like, maybe not the very first pack in general, but it was the first game pack. And yeah, I really like this world. To this day, I'm still so sad that you can't actually use it as a residential world. I think that'd be so fun. But at the same time, it kind of makes it like feel extra special because it is a vacation only world. It's a destination world, so you can only go here if you're going on a vacation with your Sims, like going camping on the campsite or renting one of the log cabins. I love building log cabins in this world as well. And I've never actually done a community lot in this world, so I felt like it was time to build a restaurant here. I'm not exactly sure why I felt inspired to build a restaurant here. I believe it was because someone in my chat over on Twitch actually mentioned that they were building a restaurant in this world. I think that's what happened, now that I'm thinking about it. And I thought that was such a fun idea. It wasn't something I would have ever thought of by myself, and they mentioned it and I was like, that is a glorious idea. I am going to do the same thing. So here we are building a little restaurant in the world of Granite Falls. And of course I had to embrace the log cabin kind of style. So that's what I'm doing, or at least that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm using a lot of horse ranch for the exterior. I do believe I'm using only horse ranch for the exterior, for like the wallpaper, the doors and windows. I believe even the staircases, like all the spandrels and columns you see, like it's all horse ranch, because that pack comes with such like cool log cabin wallpaper that was just absolutely perfect for this build. And it was something that I had in mind, like from the get-go. I knew exactly what kind of wallpaper and like which columns and spandrels and doors and stuff I wanted to be using. So that did make it a little bit more like easy, and it made it come together quite easily for this one as well. And I just had so much fun with it. The shape of it is very simple. I was really trying to keep it all one story. It's something I knew I wanted to do because I find that when I play the game and I have my Sims travel to community lots, it's just so nice to have everything on one floor. I don't know why, like gameplay wise, it just makes everything a lot easier, and it makes it so much easier to like keep track of your Sims, where everyone's at, like what everyone's doing. It's just easier for gameplay. And since restaurants get to like, they definitely get like, they become quite chaotic at times, you know? So I really wanted to try and keep this as gameplay friendly as possible. But that being said, of course, I did place my fair share of clutter. I went a little bit crazy with the landscaping because I really wanted this to fit in with the like rest of the world, like the forest kind of look and feel that you kind of see around. And also it's right by the lake, which I think is so fun. I just feel like this is the perfect spot for a restaurant. I feel like it'd be so much fun for your Sims to just come here, spend time here, have a meal, and after that just like hang out by the campfire. I also placed the outdoor movie theater set thingy that came with a little camper's kit. It does rain here a lot, so that thing breaks all the time, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I thought it was such a cute little feature to have it here. And maybe it rains less in the summertime, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I do feel like it definitely rains a lot here in this world, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm not even sure like what part of the world is this world based on. I feel like it must be something American, because especially in the early years of the game, it was very much USA oriented, I feel like, with its inspirations and like for worlds and stuff like that. Of course, then Windenburg came along and that was a little bit of Europe added in as well. And then obviously there was more different kinds of like inspiration for worlds and stuff from all over the world for The Sims. But especially in the early stages, I feel like it was very much US inspired. And so I wonder what kind of area of the US this was based on, but I really like it. It's so pretty, all the beautiful big trees and then the lake, and it's just so dreamy and glorious. By default, there is a rental unit on this lot, so I did like yeet that and build a restaurant instead. So there's one less spot for a rental here. And the world doesn't have the most amount of lots. Like, it doesn't have a lot of lots in it. So yeah, I definitely took up a little bit of space there with this restaurant. But at the same time, I feel like it adds a lot gameplay wise as well. I feel like it's so cool. And also this restaurant is kind of limited pack. I used a couple of packs, but not all that many. Let's see if I remember everything. It wasn't that many. It was, well, of course, outdoor retreat, because that's the world we're in, and dine out because it is a restaurant. I used horse ranch, obviously, and I also used high school years randomly, but I felt like it was really fitting. Like, I definitely found some items that were just very fitting, mostly debug, I will say. But like high school years debug was just really good for this one. So I used that. Annoyingly, I used Island Living, and that's solely for the roof texture. I didn't use anything else from Island Living, but I had to use this roof texture because the two roof textures that come with Island Living are the only ones that actually also paint the underside of the roof. And as you can see, both in the front and in the back of this build, I have this huge overhang like over the porch. And it would have been so ugly if that was just like a white underside of a roof kind of void. So I really wanted to paint that. We can paint ceilings now, which is good, but we can't paint undersides of roofs, like roof overhangs. So I kind of felt forced to use one of the Island Living ones to also paint the underside of the roof to kind of fix that issue. But of course, I did make sure to only use that from Island Living. So if you don't have that, then that's okay. And the only thing you'll need to swap out is the roof texture, and that's it. And then I also used the Little Campers kit for this one because obviously that was just perfect. I used, like I said, the outdoor movie screen thingy, like the movie sheet, if you will. It's so cute. And I used some of the like s'mores and marshmallows decorations and just some other things. I think I used the fire pit from that pack as well. I used two different fire pits, one from that pack and then one from, I believe, Outdoor Retreat itself, or maybe Horse Ranch. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, those are the packs that I used. I feel like it's not that bad. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting one. I don't think so. I think that was it. So it's really not that bad. For some reason, I have been feeling very inspired to do more limited pack builds over the past few weeks. And like I said, I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's just a little bit easier and less overwhelming for me to build and decorate when I have less items to pick from. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe I just need a little break from all the options, you know? Or maybe it's just, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why, but I've been really enjoying doing these more limited pack builds. I know using like 5 or 6 packs still requires some packs for it to work or look like good in your game. I do realize that, but you know, compared to the amount of packs that we have at this time in The Sims 4, I'm not even sure how many there are. I should go and count them. I could probably Google it, but I have no idea. But it's a lot of add-ons at this point. So yeah, I feel like a limited pack build is kind of like a nice breath of fresh air, if you will. But here you can see I was really trying to have so much fun with the landscaping, trying to blend it in with the rest of the world. I used a lot of rocks. And one thing I really, really wanted to use for this was a bunch of string lights, like fairy lights. And you can see that I created this little portion out front where I placed a bunch of fairy lights, and I tried to create a little magical area with a campfire where you can just sit around the campfire. Later on, I believe I even placed a small like little guitar over there, and I also put a chess table out there so your Sims can like sit down and do some fun activities out there. We also have the horseshoe game, which I placed in the back. There is some space in the back of the lot as well, like it has a little backyard, if you will, where I placed a couple extra activities too. So apart from the fact that you can use this as a restaurant, you can just go here and do some fun activities with your Sims, come together with other Sims, like meet some friends, stuff like that. And this place actually also functions as a bar. I also created a little bar section in one of the rooms, like inside. And it is functional. It ticks all the boxes for a bar as well. So you could use it as a bar lot in your game. Maybe you don't have dine out, then you'd be missing like the whole restaurant functionality, of course, but then it would still be functional as a bar. Maybe you can go through and like redecorate it a little bit. I think that would be kind of fun as well. But yeah, you can really see it come together now. now. Here I just messed around with the roof lines and stuff. I felt like I was missing something, so I added some like makeshift dormers made out of roofs. I feel like that adds a little bit of an extra dimension to the build, if you will. And one of my favorite features for this build are the green barn doors. I think those are so cool. I love that dark foresty green color that came with the horse ranch pack. There's a bunch of doors and windows and also like fences and stuff, and also furniture actually, that come in that beautiful foresty dark green color, and it's just so beautiful. And of course, like, it works perfectly for this build in this setting, in this environment. So I had to use that. There's a bunch of barn doors here that I created or placed. And I was trying to be really mindful that I didn't want this build to turn into like a barn, because I was using a lot of horse ranch. And of course, horse ranch is very like barn inspired, like farmhouse, like barn kind of inspired. So I wasn't trying to turn it into that. I really wanted it to be a log cabin, but it definitely has some barn aspects to it as well, which I feel like still makes sense for this world and this setting. But I was really trying to be mindful to not turn it into like a yeehaw barn restaurant. I really wanted it to be a log cabin type thing. But I feel like I found a middle ground there, and I believe that, yeah, I feel like it just turned out really, really nice, and I had so much fun with it, especially with the landscaping. I can't lie, like, that was fun. And then when it came to the interior, I was struggling a little bit because I was like, do I go fully modern on the inside, or like what exactly kind of style do I go for? Because the dine out items are very modern, but also I had to use like some dine out items to turn this into a functional restaurant. So I had to use a couple of those items. And then I just kind of found a middle ground between the dine out modern pieces, but also like log cabin. I used chairs, dining chairs from the outdoor retreat pack. I never used those, and I feel like they just look so good inside of this restaurant, and I just feel like it really captures those cozy vibes that I was trying to go for. So yeah, I feel like it just turned out really cool. Let me know what you think. And also, speaking of packs, by the way, I just quickly wanted to mention that I still have my EA affiliate code available as well. It was going to be available through the end of March, but they actually extended it. So you can keep using my EA affiliate code when you purchase any The Sims 4 DLC, either on the EA app or on the website. You can use my code, my affiliate code, which is Simmary Sims, and that makes it so that I make a small commission off of your purchase. So it is a way to support me as a creator directly. It's not a discount code or anything. It's just a way for you to support me as a creator if you would be interested in that. So again, I just quickly wanted to say that there's code Simmary Sims available for you. And of course, thank you to EA for sponsoring this portion of the video as well. But yeah, you can see that the landscaping section is kind of coming to an end here, and I was struggling a little bit with the big porches. I wasn't sure what to do with it. We have a quite spacious porch here out front, but I decided to just turn a little, or like place a little lounge area here, because maybe people have to wait for a table to open up. Maybe sometimes it gets a little overbooked or overcrowded and people have to wait. Or like I said, when you're done with dinner and you kind of just want to stay here because there's activities to do, or you want to hang out with friends or family or whatever, or like meet people that are also here at the campsite or on the camping grounds of Granite Falls. So I try to create, like, of course you can go out to dinner here, so there's a bunch of tables and chairs, but also there's a bunch of little nooks where you can just hang out. Like, there's some couches, some campfires, some a couple of fireplaces on the inside of the house, or house of the build. I guess house because it does feel very homey because of those like fireplaces and stuff that I placed on the inside. So I really tried to recreate a little log cabin living room type of feeling there. Of course, it's still a restaurant, so there is a bunch of tables and chairs and like seating around as well, but that's kind of the vibe that I was trying to go for. And here you can see I was messing around with a little entrance situation. I wanted there to be like a little area where you sign up for a table, or maybe you make your reservation and then you kind of enter into the rest of the restaurant without fully closing it off. So that's what I tried here, and I placed a couple benches on either side. I was really trying to embrace those log cabin that log cabin like look and feel by placing those log benches. It's so fun because I don't ever really use anything from the Outdoor Retreat pack. There are a couple of tiny little like clutter items, decorations, I believe, that I use from time to time in regular builds too, or regular builds, just like residential builds, I want to say. But for the rest, like the lounge set or the dining chairs that I used in here, the log benches, I never use those anywhere else. So it's so fun. And also, I am actually just experiencing this pack for the very first time through my Pack Legacy Challenge that I'm playing here over on YouTube. Maybe you're already watching that or maybe not, but I will link the playlist for that in the description box down below. But yeah, in that Legacy Challenge, I am kind of going through all the packs in chronological order. It's written by, the challenge is written by Rosanna TXT, another amazing creator on YouTube and Twitch. And she wrote that one to kind of guide you through all the expansion packs since we have so many. So per generation, you basically focus on one specific pack and you can take that as far as you like. You could like do limited pack builds for it where you only use that pack, stuff like that. I'm not doing that. Like I do use other packs along with Outdoor Retreat, but it really focuses on Outdoor Retreat, the aspiration, fishing, the bug catching, going on vacation, camping, stuff like that. And it's so much fun because I've never actually legitimately played with this pack. Let me know if you have ever done that before. I feel like that's crazy though, because it is so old at this point, and I have gone randomly like camping with my Sims before. I've done that, not a whole lot, but I've definitely done it before. It's happened. But yeah, I've never actually looked at the aspiration or tried to complete the aspiration or anything. So it's actually a lot of fun, and this world is so pretty. I even traveled to the secret world that came with this pack that you can find here in this world of Granite Falls. It's such a beautiful secret world where the hermit lives. There's a little cabin there, and I'm actually kind of inspired to travel to that lot, like to that world, the hidden one, and build a little cabin for the hermit. I feel like that would be so cool. Obviously, you can't normally do that, but with cheats and just enabling the free build mode, you can build basically anywhere. And I think that'd be so cool to build a little cabin for the hermit. So let me know if you would find that, if that's something that you would love to see, or maybe not, or maybe you have some other suggestions that I could do like build wise for this pack. Let me know what you'd like to see. But yeah, maybe for that reason, I was feeling inspired to build something here because I'm playing with the Pack Legacy Challenge. I'm kind of trying to play through this pack, if you will. So maybe that's why I felt inspired to build something here. I do think that I want to place this in my Pack Legacy save file as well. So next time we go camping, we can go here and like hang out at the restaurant, have some dinner here. I think that'd be so fun. And the hardest part, I feel like, of the Outdoor Retreat game pack is the bug collection. Oh my God, that is difficult. You can collect bugs. I wasn't even fully aware that that was a thing. I mean, I kind of knew, I guess, but I just never done it before until I started playing the Pack Legacy Challenge. But yeah, you can collect bugs. There's a whole bunch of them. And for the Legacy Challenge, I actually have to complete the bug collection. And oh my God, that is harder than you think. You really have to just like sit down and browse through the world and kind of like really look very hard for these tiny critters that you can then catch. It kind of feels like playing through this pack kind of feels like Animal Crossing in a good way. I love Animal Crossing. I unfortunately really burnt out on it. I did start a new island, I think, late last year. So I feel like October, like kind of at the start of the fall, I started a new island in Animal Crossing. I find that I want to play Animal Crossing at the end of the summer, mostly. Like when fall starts, when kind of like the cozy area begins, that's kind of when I will find myself wanting to play Animal Crossing. So that's why I restarted and like started a new island in the fall. Unfortunately, I never finished it because now I'm like already burnt out on it again. But yeah, I love Animal Crossing and like catching bugs and fishing and like the music. Talking about it, honestly, it makes me want to play. I feel like I should open my island. All my villagers are going to be so mad at me. They're going to yell at me, which is one of the things why I kind of like get scared to go back after not playing for a little bit. And I'll be like, okay, I'll just start over because I can't deal with the angry villagers. It just gets to me, which I know is ridiculous. It's really stupid, but I don't want them to be mad at me. Okay, I love my villagers. They're so cute. Honestly, at this point, I couldn't even name what villagers I have on my current island. That is sadly so very unfinished, but it was actually turning out to be very cute. So maybe I should just go back to it and work on it some more. The annoying thing with Animal Crossing, I know we're playing Sims and this is not an Animal Crossing video, but I'm kind of excited to talk about it now. So the thing that gets me with Animal Crossing is that every time you want to design a new island, you have to start from scratch. And maybe there's ways around that. Like, I feel like Nintendo games are very difficult to like mod or like, cheat in that way. But yeah, you kind of have to start from scratch and it takes so long before you can finally do all the terraforming, and it just takes a long time for you to open up all the shops and get all the things you want. It's a lot of like, it's very time consuming, which I guess the whole point. It needs, like, it wants to be a slow-paced game that you have to really sit down for and be patient with. But, sometimes I just want to design. It's kind of like with building in The Sims. I just want to sit down and have all the objects in my little game so that I can use everything, whatever I want, wherever I want. I want to have all the options available to me from the get-go and, like, design for designing purposes. That's sometimes just what I want to do. And unfortunately, that is not something you can do in Animal Crossing. I wish there was a mode to just build, like essentially just a build mode, but in Animal Crossing. I think that would be so fun and I would definitely play it more that way. But yeah, in the meantime, back to The Sims. You can kind of see this whole place come together. It's really not that complicated in the way I furnished it. I will obviously go ahead and give you a tour at the end of the speed build in a few minutes here. But yeah, I tried to keep it very simple, like floor plan wise and easily routable. I wanted there to be enough space in between the dining spots, like the little tables and chairs. I wanted it to be not too cramped, but I also wanted there to be options for like family tables or 2-seater tables or maybe 3-seater tables, like that sort of thing essentially. And then out back on the back porch, there is going to be a larger table for a group of up to 8 Sims. So if you do happen to go on vacation with a group of 8 Sims, then you can actually go here and get a table for 8. So I feel like that's kind of fun. And then here we have the little kitchen. I did put in 2 cooking stations, like chef stations. I do believe 2 chefs show up, like 1 chef per station. I'm not sure if ordering, like getting your food is quicker that way, but I always like to just try to do 2 chef stations, especially when I'm doing a larger restaurant like this one with more seating. I just feel like it's more realistic. I'm not exactly sure if it even works in the game, like if it works that way where your food is faster. But yeah, that's just kind of like what I try to what I like to do normally. And then here I was going back because I completely forgot that we have those really cute throw pillows in the little campers kit, and those throw pillows are perfect. They are the perfect vibe for this build. So I had to put a couple of those throw pillows in the log benches that I placed out front. And then of course we also have a couple of bathrooms that aren't all that amazing. I just really was trying to play around with lighting a little bit in the bathrooms. I didn't like the harsh lighting in there, so I decided to get rid of my overhead like ceiling lights, and I just placed in some wall lights here, which is something I never do, but I feel like for this vibe of the bathroom, it kind of worked. And I again tried to keep it really simple. We do have 2 bathroom stalls, so for a crowded or bigger place like this, I feel like that's good. And then we're moving on to the back porch, and you can see that I placed an 8-seater table here. There is also some picnic tables around, both in the back and also in the front of the build. So I do believe you can actually use those as seating for the restaurant as well if you wanted to. Like you could request those tables. So that's kind of fun, like some extra additional dining spots, if you will. And then I'm just going through and placing the last few knickknacks. I decided to put a little chess table in, as you can see, for an extra activity. And then that's basically it. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the restaurant in real time. So here we have the restaurant in the game. Right off the bat, you can see that I use a lot of these like string lights around. I got these from the high school years debug so that I didn't have to use the toddler stuff pack, which is what they originally come with. Thankfully, they're in debug now too. I also really like this archway. It was so perfect. It's from Horse Ranch. I came across it in the catalog randomly when building this, and I was like, yes, we need to use this. Like, that is just too perfect. So I placed that, and we have a bunch of string lights. There's a really cute area here with a campfire and a guitar. I feel like this would be so magical at night in gameplay. You can play some chess over here. And then I tried to put a bunch of signs. We have a random picnic table over here, a beautiful sign here as well of the area. I thought that would be cute. And then some more picnic tables as well. And then this, of course, is the front porch. I loved this sign. I felt like this was so perfect. So I had to place that with this little guy. I think that one's so cute. I placed it around a bunch of times. It's on the porch. It's out here by the sign. Like, I had to just use it. The little restaurant mascot, if you will. Then moving to the back over here, we have some activities. We have the horseshoe game. Everything is playtested, by the way, so everything is functional too. There is a telescope, some more seating out here, and then this is the movie screen that I was talking about. Also, this tree is so magical. As you can see, it kind of lights up at night, and there's all these little twinkling lights, and it's just so cozy. Like I said, unfortunately, it rains a lot in this world, so this movie screen kind of breaks. You can go through and repair it and like cheat the money, of course, but it is a little bit of an annoying thing. There is another fire pit over here as well, and then you can get some s'mores out here, and there's a guitar. So yeah, that's really cozy. Then going inside, of course, first we have the front porch here. You can check out the menu, maybe like the menu of the day kind of thing. You can just hang out here on the couch if you want to. And then inside we have a little entryway space, I guess, where you sign up for your table or request a table rather. I did like this little piece here that I created, the divider, I guess you could call it. I used some vines. I thought that would be cool to like add some extra greenery for the foresty vibes, you know? And then behind here, we essentially just have the restaurant seating. I would never in a million years use this green rug, but I felt like it was cool. It kind of complements the green barn doors that we're using, and now I'm obsessed with this color. I just think it's so pretty. It's just a random base game rug, but I feel like it really works. So we have a bunch of tables here. There's some 2-seaters, some 4-seaters in the middle here, and then some more like family tables in the back here. I also placed a little high chair in the corner, so you could pull that out if you needed to. And there's a small 3-seater in the back. There's some more seating out here outside as well on the porches. So a couple tables here and the same thing over here on this side, essentially. I just kind of mirrored that. Then through this archway was a bit of an awkward space that I wasn't sure what to do with. So I decided to put in a fireplace and some chairs. And then for the rest, it's basically just an area for the waiters to kind of walk from the kitchen to the guests. And I didn't want to clutter it up too much. So this is just like an open walkway space, really. And then over here, we have the bathrooms, which of course isn't too exciting, but we have 2 bathrooms and then just like this general area out front. And then over here is the kitchen, which also isn't anything too fancy. I just wanted it to be functional, I guess. So I put 2 chef stations and everything else you'd need, like a sink, fridges, and also a dishwasher. I thought that'd be nice. As you can see, I play tested this. There's a bunch of food waiting to be prepared, so that's kind of cool. And then over here, off of the entryway space, there's an archway leading you into the bar, which also, again, I feel like it's just really cozy. I used this bar setup from Horse Ranch, which was just too perfect not to use. There's a little seating area by a fireplace. We have a jukebox, a bookcase. So this really feels very homey, and an extension of the bar over here on this porch where you can just hang out on the couch or sit here at the high top table. And then out back here, of course, is the table for a larger group. So you can have dinner with 8 Sims total here. But that's basically it for this restaurant. So this lakeside restaurant is up on the gallery as a restaurant lot type, but like I said, it's also functional as a bar. It uses only Horse Ranch high school years, island living for the roof texture, dine out, of course, outdoor retreat, and the little campers kit. I built it on a 40 by 30 in the world of Granite Falls on the lakeside retreat lot. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that is going to do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click the little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!